rounded out the top 5 at Bowling Green. The TNT All-American Bowling Series on tough tracks outdoors at Bowling Green, Ohio for the National Tractor Bowling Championships. And what in the devil's going on there, Army?
Well, Scott, what the driver's doing, he's taking a screwdriver and prying the track, trying to figure out where the track will actually hold the horsepower. Where the hardest part of the track is, that's where you can put the most horsepower.
Modified four-wheel drive trucks in Bowling Green today, and this is James Holman and foreplay. This will be the test hook.
Now, Holman, really a strong runner, runs a big cubic inch motor, and everybody's watching him to figure out what it's going to take to make this track work. Hey, and this kid's laying down a good shot in Bowling Green, Scott.
Now, of course, you'll have the option of taking it or turning it down, dropping it, and coming back. It is a good-looking pull, though, at 283, 11.3 inches. Here's Army with James Holman.
Well, part of getting a truck and tractor pull going is getting the sled set. Now, right now, discussion's going on about whether or not the sled is good or bad. We just received word it looks like they're going to leave it like it is. How do you feel about that decision?
I think that's the right decision. I think they got a good setting on the sled.
Phil, it looked like you made a good run. Are you satisfied with it?
Yeah, it hooked up real good and worked the motor at the end. I'm happy with the run.
See, it was an excellent run, and he really got it on down the track very well. So James Holman getting a good distance down, 283 feet, 11.3 inches. Now, here's a guy who will flat come after him, Donny Sanders and the Tennessean.
Donny Sanders is definitely chasing these national points. He is in a battle royal with Holman, who'll be coming out a little bit later. I'm keeping a lot of bounce to the left side, Scott. That can hurt him. Trying to go to the other side of a 283. Using the Chevrolet for horsepower. The weight comes up on the sled.
All right. Waiting on the distance. He got him. 292 and change. So Donny Sanders and the Tennessean is now the man they're trying to beat at Bowling Green.
The people that know this track say this track is going to get awfully good if and when the sun comes out. So what do you do in a case like that? You got to be the only guy here hoping that the clouds stay on top of this thing.
Well, Army, I tell you, the looks of things right now, the sun's not coming out, and we've had a lot of bad weather. I think I made a good run right here. It's going to take a good one to beat it.
He almost took it out. 292 and change for Donny Sanders, the Tennessean. Now from Miramar, Florida, Glenn Davis brings out Mr. Sparkle. He's going to line up on the right side of the track, which is completely opposite from everybody else so far.
Well, Glenn Davis takes the Mr. Sparkle Chevrolet, and he's reading the track. You've got to remember, these guys are constantly looking, trying to figure out where to put the bite. He's laying all his cards on the right side of the table. Is that the right place to be? We're going to find out right now. Lead distance, 292 and change out of Tennessee. Florida going after him on the right side. Scott, what does it look like?
He's going to get close, pulling. I think he's got him. Let's wait for the official distance, and there it is. Mr. Sparkle, 296.29.
Glenn, you put the Sparkle Chevrolet in that #1 spot, and with the track conditions, I didn't think anybody was going to be able to lay down a shot like that.
Yeah, everybody's been running on the left side, you know, and keep going. They're really not taking the lead enough, so I figured I'd jump over the right side where fresh ground is, you know, and I took the lead.
What about the guys behind you? They saw you do it. Are they going to line up in your same tracks?
If they're smart, they will.
As you can see, he almost took it out of there. A great pull. And I thought it was very interesting that he said if they're smart, they'll line up on the same side.
Yeah, well, Glenn Davis called it, Scott, exactly like it is. Anybody that wants to win has got to go to the right side. And look who's coming out. Another Florida puller. This one uses Ford. Charlie Lowe going after Glenn Davis. Both of them using the right side, Scott Douglas.
Let's see if the killer can get it done. No, he didn't get there. 296 to beat. He got 281 feet, 9.1 inches. A good pull, but not quite good enough for Charlie Lowe and Killer. Some top quality trucks to come and try and knock off the leading pull, which is 296.29, put down earlier by Glenn Davis. We're first going to look now at Robert Golahan out of Manassas, Virginia, the Golahan Special.
This Virginia native is a real strong puller on this type of clay. He really has a handle on the track. Running a Ford for horsepower, uses Lee Edwards as the engine builder. He figures he's got it all squared away. We're going to find out. A lot of slip motor start, Scott. Let's see if he can pull it back on the other end.
I think he is getting it back on the other end.
Coming around. Hey, look at here. The kid's coming around. He's for real.
Not quite enough to get the 296, but that's second best. 293, 3.6 feet. Golahan Special is going to be in the money, it looks like, in Bowling Green today with a great pull. All right, Manuel Marino, the Yellow Rose of Texas, trying to track down Tommy Holman and the Saturday Night Driller in a really intense battle for the TNT All-American Pulling Series Season Championship. All right, Manuel gets the hook, pulls the slack out of the chain, and now gets the green flag.
In the sport of professional pulling, this man has been there before. National champions many times over. He runs a construction company out of Texas. He's serious about his pulling. He wants to win at Bowling Green. It's the big one. He wants it. Can he do it?
He looks pretty good at this point.
Working that left side better than anybody has so far. Now the weight comes up on the sled. Not going to do it, Scott.
Manuel Moreno, 281 feet, 5 inches. Not bad for the left side. He may have been just on the wrong side of the track.
Manuel, the where we get to 281.5, you did two things different than everybody else in this class. Number one, you didn't try to backpedal at all. When you left full boogaloo. Number two, you moved the sled back to the left side of the track. Why did you make that move on the sled?
The right is not getting anywhere either, so we just try that other side.
Is there any bite to be had up there?
Not left. Not left. It's a little bit too wet.
Getting a look, and Manuel Moreno just searching for something to grab hold on, and he couldn't find it on the track at Bowling Green. But again, all the top dogs are here, and it makes it tough because so many guys pull.
You know, what's so amazing is everybody knows the other guy's truck just as good as they know their own truck. For an example, the TRW Ford coming out now, I'll guarantee you he knows exactly where Marino had every weight on his truck. They weigh 6,200 pounds. Where do they put the weight that is so critical in professional pulling?
This is Roger Crawford and the Bandit. Let's watch and see if he can go past the 296 and change that currently is the lead pull.
You notice he is working a left side like Marino, Scott. Now he hooks it over to the right side.
Not going to be enough. Roger Crawford, 282 feet, 8.3 inches. A good pull in Bowling Green, but not enough to get the lead away from Glenn Davis.
Roger, we talked to Manuel Marino a moment ago. As your score comes up at a 282.8, he said he didn't think there's any place you could find to put horsepower with the TRW Ford. Is that the case out there?
Well, it's not just hard to hook it, so I just drove out quite a ways before I got on and tried to get it hooked before I opened it up. And I'd like to have done better, but for the conditions, I guess we'll have to take that with as many trucks as we got.
That's the pull of Roger Crawford and the Bandit. Now coming up next, a very interesting pull. It'll be Tommy Holman, the Saturday Night Driller, our final puller. Not only is he trying to get past that 296 mark, which would give him the victory in Bowling Green, but he also wants to beat Manuel Marino's pull, if nothing else, of 281, because that is what's so important on the National TNT pulling points.
Well, every one of these runs are important to the national championship. The Red Man Championship is going to be settled at the end of the year. Who's going to have the most points? Bowling Green's awfully important.
But it will not be a win for Tommy Holman and the Saturday Night Driller at Bowling Green. He will pick up some points. 283, 10 inches. That's the pull for Tommy Holman and the Saturday Night Driller. That's fifth. It's better than Marino's Yellow Rose of Texas. But the win to Glenn Davis and Mr. Sparkle, followed by the Golahan Special, the Tennessean, foreplay, and then Tommy Holman's Saturday